in Springfield last night, and they've got the last one against Cleveland Monsters. I honestly have never heard of them until I looked at the schedule this season. I'm like, who are these guys?
I haven't heard of them either. But yeah, we'll get into some sports.
But I also want to make sure I stay for you as well. With 20 games left in the season, they're 16 points out of first. I think it's safe to confirm that
they're not winning.
I think it's safe to confirm that as long as they can hold on, they will have the number 2 seed.
They're gonna have the number 2 seed,
which is amazing in the East.
They're not gonna win.
So basically, so Providence, if they can hang on, they will get the first round bye.
Yes.
But the big question is, can they actually get out of the best of 5? Last year they couldn't.
Yeah, and they're gonna hit a.
What's their regular season usually end? Like at the end of May?
Yes.
Yeah.
April?
No. End of April.
Oh,
end of April.
April 20. I'm going to the regular season finale. April 21st. So as of right now, with their record, oh yeah, get this. Even with them being behind Hershey, they're still the AHL's #1 offense. And they also have the most road wins in the league, and surprisingly, they are a very good road defense, which is surprising to me.
So my problem with Providence is they're good. They're really good against pretty much the entire league. But what's going to happen when? What's going to happen when they meet Hershey? Are they going to run into a cement wall?
Well, the biggest thing is they don't have to worry about Hershey until they get to the conference final. If they get there, Hershey's not going to be facing them for a while.
Yeah, of course.
So, but you know what? I'm more concerned with their record at home versus their record on the road, because on the road. Well, Joey, it actually does matter, because at home they're basically in the bottom 10 regarding their goals against and goals scored. On the road they have the most goals scored. They're 19-8-2 with the best road record. This is a road team, but it shows that they're good in hostile environments where they can handle their own this time.
Maybe they need to change the name of their stadium again.
Dude, the Amp's not going to be the issue, okay? Come on, brother.
Terrible.
It just the Amica Mutual Pavilion. Okay, well, Joey, you can't blame Amica signing a 10-year, $500,000 licensing deal for them to have the name. Duncan just didn't want to renew their contract. Oh well.
I like the song.
I know, the Amp. Turn up the Amp!
And Don knows it as the Civic Center. So
yeah, that's a long time ago.
That's a long time ago.
In Providence? Yeah.
So
also.
Yeah.
Oh, also?
What's it called? The Amica Center?
It's called the AMP, the Amica Mutual Pavilion. Yeah.
Also, side note.
Horrendous.
Here's what we could talk about too regarding Celtics if you want.
Yeah.
They're the first team to have gone to 30 or 40 wins. Could they be the first to get to 50 or 60? Because as of right now, someone said they're on track for 65 and 17. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I would say max 60 and 22.
61 wins, maybe. Maybe 61 wins.
Maybe.
I don't know. You can't really predict it until you get to that point.
It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WBBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll. I'm joined by Don this morning. Good morning, Don. How are you today?
Look at the sunshine. It's
nice.
Light out when we go on the air. That means everyone can hear us. You know, we got that beautiful antenna there on County Road.
Yeah.
5,000 watts of WVBF power.
And on a clear day, I can hear it all the way in Weymouth.
Right,
So
on the radio.
On the radio. So it's a beautiful, beautiful signal. Again, on a clear day, on a nice clear day, no interference or anything like that. You can hear it in Weymouth.
Yeah.
So it's quite a large signal.
Yeah, it's a lot of wattage for AM radio station. We do have a lot of we're not at 50,000, but 5,000 is pretty decent.
Absolutely.
So
yes, it is.
So we're broadcasting live from Taunton Federal Credit Union here, the center of the universe, as Barry Sanders would say.
Yes.
The 29th. Are we into the 31st century yet?
No.
No.
Not quite.
No.
I don't think we're quite there yet.
No. Still in the 29th century studios. Good morning, Joey. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I also want to say good morning to our guest this morning. A voice you have heard before, if you've listened to Middleboro Matters over the past couple of weeks, Eric Dunn. Good morning, Eric.
I'm back. Good morning, brother. How we doing?
Welcome back, Eric.
Good morning, Eric. How you doing?
Good morning, John. How we doing?
Before we get to our conversation with our guests, let's do our Today in History.
That was a funny rant too, by the way, when you guys were talking about the 5,000 watts. You guys were talking about that was actually a funny rant.
We are surrounded by 50,000 watt stations all over the place too. We got BZ's at 50,000 watt, right?
Yeah.
So
their antenna. I think their main antenna is in Hull. That's
Okay.
where their main antenna. It's huge. It's huge.
And I know winds is not around here. It's in New York
No,
City.
you can hear winds.
You can hear winds here.
Yeah.
And I think that's a 50,000 watt as well.
It has to be in New York. Yeah, New York market. Yep.
Yeah.
Winds.
Yep. There's a lot of 50,000 waters surrounding us, but yeah.
No, 5,000 ain't bad.
And 5,000 is not bad either. Absolutely, and I'm sure there's other stations that are 10,000 waters.
But you know what the key is now is with the internet. Probably half the people listening to us on their phone.
Oh yeah.
And the other half are listening to us on Facebook.
Yes. You got stations that are small.
Nothing beats sometimes to listen to the radio.
Listening to it on the radio.
Listen to the radio. You got it's coming from the radio. You know it's coming from the antenna.
I mean, I have a great list of radio stations I listen to online. Okokoke is one of them. The Okokoke's channel there, community channel.
Okokoke, North Carolina.
Okokoke, North Carolina, which is great.
It's
a very small channel.
Yep.
But I was able to get it online.
It's funny. I got a call from somebody named was Stephanie. She was from the local radio station, and they have the British graveyard ceremony coming up on May 10th. And I believe it was 1942. A ship was sunk by a Nazi sub, and 4 British soldiers washed up on the beach, and the village people took them, and they found a spot and they buried them. And ever since then, they've always had a ceremony. The Coast Guard goes there, the Royal Navy shows up, and
I wonder if the king has ever showed up.
I don't know, but I mean, we're going to be looking more into that. I put my feelers out I talked to that one person in Okokoke from the radio station.
It'd be interesting to get an answer to that question if the king or the queen of England ever came to the event.
Well, we're thinking about going. We're thinking about going, and it's the 82nd ceremony, and I think technically it's British territory, the graveyard.
Yeah, I believe it's British sovereign territory.
Yeah, well, you know what? We're going to research it more.
We'll research it.
Joey and I have been there once, and we were both moved. We were there, about 10 years ago, I think? Yeah. We happened upon it, waiting for the ferry to go over, but we're going to be looking more into it. We're going to be reaching out to the few people down in North Carolina, a few radio stations, and then we might end up going. So stay tuned, because it's definitely Okokoke Island. So just Google that and read all about that little island in Outer Banks, North Carolina.
Yeah, all right. Our today in history is, we have one today in history today. 1870, Hiram Rhodes Revels, a Republican from Mississippi, is sworn into the United States Senate, becoming the first African American to ever sit in Congress. This is just after the Civil War and during the Reconstruction era after the Civil War. 1888, our birthday is now John Foster Dulles. A very important name.
Just not a name of a house airport.
American soldier, lawyer, and politician, the 52nd United States Secretary of State. A huge name for Eric here. Born on this day in 1903, King Clancy, Canadian ice hockey player, referee, coach, and rated one of the top 100 greatest NHL players of all time. He is, this is some of his accomplishments, as follows. Stanley Cup champion as a player in 1923, 1927 with Ottawa. This is not the Ottawa that we see today, the different Ottawa. 1932 with Toronto. And then a Stanley Cup champion as assistant manager and coach in 1962, 64, and 67, all with Toronto. Toronto in the 60s were a powerhouse. Calder Cup AHL champions as a coach in 1952 with the Pittsburgh Hornets, who do not exist anymore, but
I would hope not. That's
they don't.
Joey, that's a Coombs age ago.
Terrible name.
What, the Pittsburgh? Oh,
Pittsburgh Hornets.
The Pittsburgh Hornets.
How long were they
Terrible
around
name.
for? Do you know anybody about those?
Well, I can look it up. Hold on one second.
We have a friend who's from Pittsburgh who listens to our show weekly, and
there you go.
His father and his uncles probably. I'm not even sure if he ever went to a Pittsburgh Hornets.
36 to 56 and 61 to 67. So they've been around a while, but they are NHL champions. There are several other teams that don't exist anymore that have been champions.
Really?
Leagues. Yes.
And those are the years they won?
Yeah. 1952 was the only year they won. There are other teams as well that have won Stanley Cups that no longer exist.
Well,
as well.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's interesting. The King Clancy Memorial Trophy was named in his honor. It is rewarded annually to the NHL player who demonstrates leadership qualities on and off the ice and who has made exceptional humanitarian contributions in the community. Question for Eric: Have there been any Bruins in recent memory who have won the King Clancy Memorial Trophy, Eric?
You said King Clancy, correct?
King Clancy Memorial Trophy for the Bruins. Have there been any recently?
That's actually a very good question.
Well, he looks that up. Some of the other birthdays.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
You got to remember once. You got to look at this, and then if you ask again, you'll remember.
Exactly.
Like a person who contains information.
So, my man, you actually are correct. This was on the NHL side. There's only been two as that I'm looking at in the 21st century of Bruins history that's actually won this. Patrice Bergeron in 13, and here's a name that you may not have heard of in a while, Andrew Ference, 14.
I've heard of him.
Ference, man, I always enjoyed watching him play, but he always had such a beef with Montreal. He always had problems with them.
Bruins do have beef with Montreal.
They still do.
That's Bruins though.
I know.
Still do.
I still remember the goal he scored in Game 4 of the first round of the 11 playoffs against Montreal. I believe they were down 3-1. Ference had a one-timer from the left dot off of a rebound, and as he turns around, Nesson didn't show it because I don't think they caught it, but on the end of it, they showed him flipping off the Montreal crowd. I'm like, oh, that's Ference for you.
The Bruins,
he's an instigator.
The Bruins and the Canadiens do not like each other.
Well, that was back then, though.
And the Bruins,
They probably still don't.
and the Bruins and the Canadiens, whenever they face each other, it is a bad matchup. Unfortunately for Boston, because a lot of playoff series end up ending in losses for us. I mean, that's unfortunate. I mean, Montreal's a powerhouse. Montreal is a powerhouse with 26 Stanley Cups, I think it is. 23. Something like that.
Right.
A crazy amount. It's like the Yankees who have, I think, 19. It's a really
Yankees,
crazy amount.
Yankees have 27.
Oh, that's even crazier. But yeah, a lot.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
But a lot. The Yankees have won since 09.
Right. Yeah.
They are poised to probably win it this year.
Oh Lord.
Unfortunately, I have to say that they are poised to possibly win it.
Yes,
this year.
possibly. But
if the Dodgers don't pan out, everyone's picking the Dodgers.
Can you blame people for
saying the Dodgers are going to win the World Series? I'm going to be a little bit more careful saying that.
Right. But when you think about all that and you look at that, right? Obviously, this is probably something that I think we'll be getting into much later on because you got a lot more things to break down for you. But I think just real quick, I'll make a quick statement. You've mentioned losing for the Bruins, and it's something I think towards the end of the hour I think we'll get into once we're done with everything else, because I've been saying this on for months now, I said this at the beginning of the regular season. This is not going to be a Bruins team that can handle winning in overtime or shootout because of the fact that they're still haunted by that Game 7 loss that was in OT against Florida. Who, by the way, I have to state this because
best team in the league.
So you remember Florida, Joey, right?
Yes.
Last season, they were the 8th seed. They were not a threat. They were not a problem until they knocked off arguably the team that had the best regular season in the history of the NHL, and they made it to the Stanley Cup final.
They probably should have
won This year, listen to this, man. This year, the Bruins lost 7 of their first 9 games of February, and because of that, which included a 5-game losing streak, I want to state that too, Florida has gone from the 8th seed last year to a contender problem this year.
They're
in first right now in the Eastern Conference, and they're 3rd in the overall in the NHL.
They're probably going to be a problem in the playoffs.
They're going to be a problem for us because, Joey, think about it. The Bees, unless you can win in the 3rd period, all the odds go against the line when it comes to the overtime or when it comes to the shootout. Ullmark and Swayman can't handle what they can do past regulation. Yeah. It's just something that we're going to have to dive into more later on.
All right.
Birthdays.
Birthdays. 1943, George Harrison, English singer-songwriter, guitarist, and film producer, lead guitarist for the Beatles. A great solo career, too. All of them had great solo careers. George Harrison.
Beatles.
Amazing solo career. All of them did.
Even Billy Preston,
Billy Preston, exactly.
Oh, Billy Preston was so good, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was awesome.
And even the other member there, Pete Best, right?
Yeah, actually, Chachi, has him. Chachi knows him real well. We've talked to Chachi LaPretta about Pete Best, and he still does shows with Chachi, and Chachi really, as far as Chachi's concerned, I think the 5th Beatle mostly is Pete Best.
Yeah.
But Billy Preston
was there.
He just brought the with those organs and keyboards. He just watch that rooftop concert. That last concert, live concert was on the rooftop of Apple Studios.
It was great.
And it was just great. And then U2 did it, remember, it was cool that they did it. But...
And then Avenged Sevenfold did it with their record label.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they did.
I'm surprised more bands haven't done it.
They did it with Capitol.
The
and
fines
it was really
must be crazy.
All right, 1949, Eric, you'll like this one.
Okay.
Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Woo! I love that guy. Woo!
Just a great wrestler. One of the best wrestlers of all time.
I got to meet him. You know, and I told you the
Oh,
story.
no kidding.
I told you the story. I'm not gonna get into it on the air.
Yeah, don't
I want to hear the story.
you can't.
I'll tell you off
I
the
can't.
air.
Okay,
I'll tell you
I
off the air.
can't because it's not.
It's too
radio.
long?
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
radio
too long,
appropriate.
probably.
It's not radio appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
radio
That's fine. That's
appropriate.
fine.
But he was. I liked him. He was a nice guy. I spent a little time with him. Yeah. You know.
His daughter, also
Charlotte
one of the best wrestlers, one of the best women wrestlers of all time as well.
Arguably the greatest women's champion in the history of WWE, but
I mean, yeah,
she's
you got
one of the,
some other names.
She's
there,
one
probably,
of.
but...
She's a 14-time women's champion.
She, at the end of the day, she might even
Crazy.
surpass her father. Yeah,
That's actually a possibility.
a very crazy thing to think of. That she might pass her father on the amount of championships. But anyway, yeah.
How do you get the Nature Boy? How do you get that? You know?
How do you get
know.
the name?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stone Cold Steve Austin one time actually made fun of him for his nickname on the Nature Boy.
I think it's from Buddy Rogers.
But
Because he was called the Nature Boy too.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah.
I always wondered why. I mean, some of these.
Me too.
Some of these wrestlers get
I gotta
these
get.
crazy.
I gotta get through these the passings here.
Sorry.
7:25. So we're gonna take a commercial break in a few minutes. We have passings now. 1899. Paul Reuter, German-English journalist and businessman. He founded the news organization Reuters, who are very impressive. Reuters has done some great work. You got Reuters, you got BBC. Reuters is a powerhouse. BBC is a powerhouse when it comes to news.
Well, BBC's
they've
been
done some
around so
impressive
long.
work.
Yeah.
I mean, they all have.
Yeah.
They all have. But Reuters is
I
a
agree
big
with
name,
that.
and BBC is a big name. We have Don. You'll like this one. 1983, not 1883. 1983, Tennessee Williams, American playwright and poet. He wrote the Broadway play A Streetcar Named Desire. The play dramatizes the experiences of Blanche Du Bois, a former Southern belle who, after encountering a series of personal losses, leaves her once prosperous situation to move into a shabby apartment in New Orleans, rented by her younger sister Stella and brother-in-law Stanley. A highly publicized and acclaimed revival in 1992 starred Alec Baldwin as Stanley and Jessica Lange as Blanche. It was staged at the Ethel Barrymore Theater, where the original production was staged. This production proved so successful that it was filmed for television. It featured Timothy Cartwright, there we go, Timothy Carhart as Mitch, Amy Madigan as Stella, as well as future soprano stars James Gandolfini and Aida Totoro. Gandolfini was Carhart's understudy. And
Wow.
James Gandolfini went on to do so many great
So
things after that.
who was the writer there again? You said?
Tennessee Williams.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's your little Sopranos related thing too.
Yeah.
Good
Because again, Aida Totoro and James Gandolfini went on to do
The
Sopranos.
it's funny because I mean that was probably any kind of movie or play that was done years ago, and then they have remakes. Some remakes are really good, and some remakes are terrible. So
Yeah, absolutely. 2017, passing away on this day, Bill Paxton, American actor and filmmaker. He's known for starring in such films as
Twister.
Aliens, Near Dark, Tombstone, True Lies, Apollo 13, Twister, Titanic, Mighty Joe Young, A Simple Plan. He had supporting roles in Weird Science, Edge of Tomorrow, and Nightcrawler. Pretty good movies there.
Some of the greatest of all time.
Some great
or
movies.
some of the most successful.
Yeah, he was good in Twister. I really enjoyed that movie. That was a great movie.
Tombstone was great.
Yeah.
Tombstone was awesome. Yeah, so you got some really great.
Everyone got
movies.
him mixed up with Bill Pullman. Bill Paxton. They kind of look alike, and they both have Bill.
He was behind Titanic too, wasn't he?
Yes, Titanic as well. Yes, so.
What was he in Titanic? Any clue?
Hold on. on a second.
Well,
Now I need to look it up.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
let me take our commercial break
Yeah.
and I'll look it up. We'll be right back here on Middleboro in Review. Coming up, we'll have our blood drives. We'll talk a little bit about that. We're going to give some congratulations to a Middleboro St. John's hockey player because this hockey player did some pretty great things this week. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. And we'll get into a little bit more sports, and we'll get into our transportation topic in the last segment as well, Don. So we'll have some great things coming up on that too. All that's coming up on Middleboro Review right after this break. You're listening to WVB at 1530 AM, 99.7 FM.
I actually think I saw what you're talking about. St. John's hockey.
Yeah.
I think Chris Kogan put that out on his Instagram about that kid that scored his 1,000th goal or his 1,000th point of his
100th
career.
point.
His 100 points.
100 points in his career. Yeah. Which is impressive for a high school.
I mean, like that's got to be close to like equivalent to almost 1,000 points in basketball, for God's sake. That's crazy.
All right, Don. I'm playing your ad.
Finally.
After today, there'll be 8 more times. Because I know I played it 4 times, and you signed up for a new 13-week thing. So 8 more times after today.
725
What's going on with that?
I am playing
railroad ties,
Don's ads.
appliances, paints, and much
Don's
more.
ad.
Like concrete, brick, asphalt.
And I'm gonna put it onto my log sometime this week.
Alright, yeah, good.
Also basements, attics,
I'll get you
garages,
straightened out next month.
houses,
Okay, that's
and
fine.
property in
But
general.
yeah, man, it's just crazy when you think about that.
Number is
Ouch!
725
I
334.
my phone just stabbed me in the thigh. I'm fine.
That's not good.
Thanks a lot for your sympathy.
All right. Anyway,
What kind of car you got there? Is that a, is that
My
a Malibu?
Oh no, my car is an 18. I'm Sonata SCL.
Oh,
Spark
nice.
Street in Brockton, Massachusetts.
Oh yeah.
Hyundai's alright.
Highest quality collision repair.
His Hyundai's
They'll last me a long time.
Yeah, his Hyundai's really good.
Hasn't he had that thing for like what now? 7 years?
Oh, since he's been driving, yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. Since I've been driving, I did buy a truck.
We're gonna fix your truck up and sell it.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna get that running, and we're gonna get you a new Avalanche.
Fridays.
Yeah, I gotta get a 13.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can drive something that old. I gotta drive a 13.
I mean, you just got to get out.
Wait, George has a truck?
Yeah,
it's gonna
I
happen.
need to drive a 12, 11, 12, 13. You know, Avalanche.
When did they stop making them? 13?
13.
Yeah,
I saw
is the most
beautiful. I saw a beautiful one on Friday in Hanson. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
there's some beautiful ones out there.
Yeah, they're out there. You know what I mean? You still, if we straighten out that truck, we'll still get a good trading value for that, or we'll be able to sell it for a halfway decent price.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd like to drive it if I could.
Well, I want you to
for
drive it and
a
get used
brief-
to it.
A brief time. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if you get a dent
Yeah.
that one up, and not the new one, you know?
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
You know?
Yeah. No. You're
Because
right.
you take the corners way too high.
Oh lord.
I don't know, you driving anything that big, or you just your car?
Oh no, I have a. To be honest with you, I've never driven a truck in my life.
No.
No. I mean,
They're pretty easy. You know what's good about trucks? You got you higher up. You know, you get the.
I've definitely driven a couple
Trucks
of
are tough.
SUVs during my time though. Yeah.
You gotta know what your limitations.
Working for a couple guys.
Same as a truck. Full size
Yeah.
SUV.
For trucks,
Yeah.
That's a truck. Technically.
for trucks, you gotta know what your limitation is.
I wouldn't know that.
No, of course not. You drive 18 wheelers.
Oh lord. I would not want to have him behind me, you know, because he recognizes my license plate. It's like,
Oh, he's the safest driver on the planet.
unless it's like someone that he doesn't like, and
I like it.
and I get rear-ended.
I like you, baby. You know, if I didn't like you, you know it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Anyway, we're back.
We're back. You guys got good and ready to the sports, and then make sure you send me some time for transportation.
We.
Do you want that first?
Do you want to do transportation?
No,
first?
you guys do your thing.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, because Yeah, we'll take another commercial break at about 7:45 and
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
the other.
Yeah, because you guys, I mean, you guys definitely chomping at the bit to talk
A
sport.
little bit.
I know you are.
A little bit.
I mean, mostly for WWE. I think that was interesting last night. No, did you watch it?
No, I didn't. Well, I don't know if I want to talk about it because I didn't watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, fine. I won't spoil it.
I mean, I know the results.
Spoiler alert.
I know the results,
Okay.
but I don't want to talk about it until I watch it.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so we'll just keep it to
Well,
our.
like we
Bruins
can
and
talk
Celtics
about it March 7th or something. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
stuff. Oh yeah.
here we
Yeah.
go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And we're back here on Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll, and Bill Paxton's character in Titanic was Brock Levitt, a treasure hunter looking for the heart of the ocean in the wreck of the Titanic in the present. Time and funding for his expedition are running out. He reflects at the film's conclusion that despite thinking about the Titanic for 3 years, he has never understood it until he hears Rose's story.
Oh, he was at the beginning. I mean, yeah, he was. You know, he was in the present.
Yeah.
When Rose was like 100 years old.
And
That's
does
when-
Rose.
Now I remember.
And I'm spoil it. Does Rose find the heart of the ocean at the end? The little necklace, is that the heart of the
Yeah,
ocean?
she threw it in the water,
Yeah, she threw it in the water. She had it and then she threw it.
and then she died in one bed.
Yeah.
And that's what.
Sorry for spoiling it. but,
Well, that's what
there you go.
Leonardo DiCaprio said. His character, you're not going to die here. You're going to die in a warm bed. And then at the end of the
And then she
movie,
dies.
yeah, we assume she died.
We assume, yeah.
But that's what he said. You know, when they were in the water freezing, you're not going to die out here. You're going to die in a warm bed.
All right. So that is Bill Paxton's character. All right. Blood drives. If we're going to talk about blood drives, there is a national, or there was as of the beginning of the year. I'm not sure if we're still in it. I guess, like I mentioned last Thursday, I'm not sure if we're still in the national blood shortage, but there is a national blood shortage, or there was one declared. So blood drives are more important than ever. We have several blood drives in the month of March. Tuesday, March 12th at Carver Middle High School, 60 South Meadow Road in Carver, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wednesday, the 20th of March at the Rosebrook Event Center, 50 Rosebrook Place, number 1, Wareham, Massachusetts, 1 p.m. to 5:45 p.m. Friday, March 22nd at the Wareham Council on Aging, several blood drives in Wareham. 48 Marion Road, Wareham, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then Saturday, March 30th, the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, 547 Manley Street, West Bridgewater, Massachusetts, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. for that blood drive. And we have one in April at the Church of Our Savior at 60 Union Street in Middleboro, 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday, April 16th, 2024. All right, there you go. There's your blood drives. Very important. Again, if you're able to give blood, to do so. Because of the national blood shortage that we have recently, or are still in, and many other things as well. Of course, there have been new guidelines, changes when it comes to how the Red Cross deals with mad cow disease as well. And that was back in October of 2022 that was announced, I believe it was. So anyone looking at that, just go to the website and you can find their new guidelines for that as well, which came into effect in October of 2022. All right, our sports today, we have several different things we want to get to. Briefly, round 2 of the NASCAR Cup Series 2024 season is today, actually, 3 o'clock on, is it on Fox?
Should be on Fox.
It doesn't tell me yet. It should be on Fox, but a surprising name on starting number 1 in the race, Michael McDowell. In his 467th start as a NASCAR driver, he is on the number 1 start for the race in Atlanta. Great performance for him in qualifying yesterday. Joey Logano is second. Joey Logano, this is a even year, so all the Joey Logano fans are going to be excited because usually during an even year, what does he do, Eric? He wins the championship. Yes, he wins. So does that happen again?
Maybe.
We'll see. It's still very early. We'll see. So Michael McDowell starts first. Joey Logano starts second. Kyle Busch starts third. And
Any news on
yeah.
Joey, is there any news on Jimmy Johnson?
Jimmy Johnson, I think, is going to start a select amount of races this year. He is not in this race. He was in Daytona, I believe.
Was that the same Daytona 500 that was last week?
Yes. Did he race?
Or was that Monday?
That was Monday.
That was Monday?
It was on Monday. Yeah, he finished 28th in the Daytona 500 last Monday.
He finished 28th.
He didn't do well. Yeah. I
But he's still racing though.
Yeah, I don't think he finished in the lead lap. Yeah, but anyway, he's still racing. He's doing a select amount of races this year. Anyway, Kyle Busch is third. I think Kyle Busch wins this race. If I'm being
He's been around forever, Kyle Busch.
Yep.
Was he driving the Maryland sponsor car, number 2?
I have no idea, but he's in the race. He
I think
will
number
be
2, wasn't he?
He'll be third. I think he'll win his second race of the weekend. I think he'll win today. In the Xfinity Series race in Atlanta, Austin Hill has won back-to-back.
Nice.
I believe. Yes, he was won back-to-back. Austin Hill is automatically, at this point, a favorite to win the championship. You know, you win 2 straight to begin the year, you're automatically in the conversation.
Right.
You know, William Byron, he won the Daytona 500. He's automatically in the conversation to win the championship as well. You know, I felt like he was cheated out of a championship last year. He did so well last year, and he just came so close to winning one, and he didn't win one. That's just unfortunate. In the Truck Series, Eric, when Kyle Busch appears in the Truck Series, what does he do?
He loses?
No, he wins.
Wait, sorry.
He wins every time he appears in the Truck Series.
Wait a minute, NASCAR.
He wins.
Wait a minute, NASCAR.
In the Truck Series, yeah.
NASCAR's got a Truck Series.
Yes, it has 4 particular series. It has ARCA, it has Truck, it has Xfinity, and then it has the Cup Series. Every time Kyle Busch appears in a Truck Series race, he wins. He has the most wins in the Truck Series with like 100+ wins. Hit the second.
These are like actual trucks.
Yes. Well,
maybe.
Truck is maybe a loose term, but yeah, I don't know, kind of. It's a loose term.
That's what I was asking because I've never seen it. That's why.
Yeah, it's a loose term. I'll show you a picture.
They're pickup trucks.
Trucks is a loose term, Don. It kind of is.
Right.
But Kyle Busch, every time he appears, he wins. He has the most wins in the Truck Series. He is only a part-time driver in the Truck Series, which is even more crazy. He's never competed for a NASCAR Truck Series championship. The second highest win totals in the Truck Series is Ron Hornaday Jr. Ron Hornaday Jr. is a legend. Ron Hornaday Jr. has driven for Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, that's a
Dale
name
Earnhardt.
Yeah, Dale.
Yes, he has driven for the Intimidator, and he is a legend. Mike Skinner is also a legend in the Truck Series as well. He has driven the 3 in truck form as well, I believe. Mike Skinner has. He's the first ever champion in the Truck Series back in 1995. Probably should have won more championships, honestly, but that's neither here or there. But it's the past, and you can't change.
Do you mind if I hit you with a question?
Yes.
This is actually NASCAR related.
Yes.
I'm trying to see how long ago this was. I think this was maybe 2022 or something like that. And Don, if you want to give me a hand, if you know this, then please shout out.
Don's not going to know anything.
He's not going to know NASCAR?
Nah, he's the man.
I would know.
I'm trying to give him some more airtime to help him out,
All I say is my best. You are correct, sir. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
You are correct.
Okay.
Best big
Yeah.
man.
So, who was a guy that basically making the turn on turn 4 on the last lap was running to the guardrail and basically floored it while up against the wall to go into to basically finish in third to qualify for the cup.
I believe
do you know what I'm
for the
talking about?
Final Four, yes, and that was Ross Chastain, and that move was called the Hail Melon.
The Hail Melon?
The Hail
the
Melon,
what?
yes, because Don, his family is watermelon farmers.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so that's why he's called the Melon King or
The
something
Hail
weird,
Melon?
something weird like that.
That's weird.
It's funny too because a lot of race car drivers, who knows if they did demolition derby when they were younger.
Yeah.
So they're not afraid to, they're not
Their
afraid to.
families-
Yeah,
their
they're not
families
afraid
are
to get.
Their families are normal people.
Yeah.
Normal everyday people as well. So that's
No,
great
but I'm
too.
saying a lot of. I think maybe a lot of race car drive, a lot of NASCAR probably started out,
Oh yeah, no.
in demolition
Absolutely.
derby.
Absolutely. I mean, the Daytona race, that was originally on the beach of Daytona before they built the tracks.
Yep.
Before they built the track, Daytona International Speedway, they raced on the beach. And that was a pretty serious race because one wrong move and
You're in the drink.
you're in the drink.
You're basically
and,
going to sink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sink or you're in the
it's
drink.
not. It's
Sink,
not a
sink or
great
you're in the
end.
drink.
It's not a great end either.
Yeah.
What was his name again? The guy?
Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain is in the Cup Series. He is
Did you listen?
racing for a championship.
Joey, did you listen to? I think they put out a video either on their YouTube of their pit crew's microphones live during that, and they were actually telling them, "Hey, man, buddy, you did it. You qualified."
Nice.
It was so funny listening to that. I was like, that's got to be one of the most smartest, wildest
It is.
decisions in NASCAR history.
It was. I mean,
What a moment!
and one of the best moments.
Oh, he gets
The
up,
past 20
gets up against the wall. He isn't scared.
No, of course
You
not.
know?
Yeah,
As long as
he
he
did.
has- As long as he has control with the vehicle,
You can't.
he's going for it because, you put all sorts of money into winning. You got to win.
All right. The next race for the Truck Series will be at Las Vegas.
Vegas.
And
Of course.
it's the Victoria's Voice Foundation 200, which Victoria's Voice Foundation is a great foundation. I think I've talked about it on the air before, but it's a great foundation. You should check it out, Victoria's Voice. Their race is March 1st, 9 p.m., Las Vegas. And Eric, where is Kyle Busch from?
Vegas.
He's from Vegas. And he's going to be racing in this race. So what is Kyle Busch going to do, Eric?
Choke in the end. Or win.
He's going to win. I would hope
I was
not.
trying
I
to
would
be
hope
funny,
he's not
dude.
going to choke.
I was trying to be funny.
But anyway, Kyle Busch is going to be in this race. He's going to win. It's all obviously a foregone conclusion. Every time he
What's
races,
up with
the
you
truck
and these
series-
superstitions today?
Because it's true. Every time he races in the Truck Series, he wins. Again, he has 100 plus wins in the Truck Series, which is the top, which is number one. The second best is Ron Holiday. I mean, Kyle Busch doesn't have any championships. Ron Holiday has 4. So, I mean, whatever. But and if Ron Holiday raced today, he wouldn't beat Kyle Busch.
You are correct, sir. Yes,
He wouldn't
sir.
beat Kyle Busch.
You are correct. Yes, sir.
He wouldn't beat really anybody in the field. It's just a different time for the Truck Series. You know, if any of the guys from yesterday in the Truck Series came back and raced today, they probably wouldn't do well.
You are correct.
Oh, Joey.
Honestly.
I just have to say this for you real quick. Do you know what time we're at?
7:48. So we're going to take our last commercial break right now.
Yes, I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, we're going to take our last commercial break right now, and when we come back,
I want to give the guys some time for
we're going to give Don some love.
But I just want to say something. I mean, we have fun. You know, Ed McMahon was like, you are correct. You know, he was Johnny Carson's sidekick, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Ed McMahon was a war hero. The guy was a Marine. Okay?
Yep.
That guy island hopped. The guy was a superhero. This guy was, you know what I mean? He was always Johnny Carson's sidekick and stuff like that. But that guy was the real hero.
Yeah.
He was real. He was, he saw the worst of humanity.
Sure.
So I mean, so if I have fun, when I'll say, "Oh, you are correct," believe me, I'm not. You know, I'm not knocking him.
You're not.
I respect him so much.
Yes.
Anybody who's been in the service, anybody who's sacrificed, even during peacetime, you're sacrificing time away from your family and your friends and stuff like that, and you could get called up. So I mean, any veteran out there, I have much respect for, and Ed McMahon. I mean, he always did a lot with the Jerry Lewis telethon. He was always there with Jerry. So I mean, so we have fun with it. It's just that's all I'm doing is having fun.
All right. We will be right back here on Middleboro in review, and this is WVBA 1538 and 99.7 FM. Again, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Great show. We got.
You gotta brush up on your NASCAR a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He's giving
Eric.
one of your questions left and right.
Come on, brush up on the NASCAR
There's gonna be a test.
for March 7th.
There's gonna be a test next
Brush
week.
up on the NASCAR for March 7th, because I'm going to ask you,
Oh, crap.
who won the Las Vegas race? And you're going to say Kyle Busch. Because Kyle Busch, again, he always wins.
I'm going to say Dale Earnhardt. You know, whatever.
He's retired, ain't he?
Dale Earnhardt can't race.
No,
Dale
okay,
Earnhardt
okay.
cannot race.
Well, hang on. Speaking of people,
Is there a third one in there? Is there like a Dale Hard?
There is a Jeffrey Earnhardt, and he is terrible.
Is he part of the family?
Yes, and he is terrible. He is
hasn't he?
literally one of the worst truck drivers.
So I got a couple questions about a couple of races for you. Do you know what year Jimmy Johnson is currently in for his NASCAR career?
He retired.
Semi.
He's not semi-retired. He retired from full-time 17, 18. He's in the Hall.
Oh, he is in the Hall.
He's in the Hall, NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Good for him. Kyle Busch, is he close to
Of course he is. He's had 7 championships.
Right.
Of course he's in the Hall.
Do you remember the Nextel series back then?
Yeah.
Nextel?
Nextel no longer exists.
Yes, I know that. I'm just making a point, buddy.
And so doesn't Sprint.
Oh, I know.
Nextel was
Sprint?
owned.
By
Nextel
Sprint.
was owned by Sprint.
Yeah, they were.
And now they don't exist. Neither of them.
Because T-Mobile bought them out.
Yeah, T-Mobile bought them out. Yeah.
I started with Sprint. And then Sprint bought out Nextel.
Yeah.
And it killed Nextel. The smartphone, remember the walkie-talkie phones?
Yeah.
Yeah, the walkie-talkie.
They were huge. As soon as the smartphones came in, it wiped out that industry.
It just wiped out everything.
Yeah.
Those are actually kind of funny. The walkie-talkies.
You know, once Amazon came in, that wiped out everything.
Yeah, I know. Amazon was like the monster.
Well, the pandemic.
And then the pandemic helped it a lot.
And then people got used to it. And people normally, wired up to Amazon. I get wired up.
And then, we got Walmart. Walmart's a massive beast and will continue to be a massive beast because it's got help from all sorts of other companies.
Right.
I mean, you got companies like Target that are going to go downhill eventually. I mean, they're already going downhill in Canada.
Right, but I mean, that's Canada.
But you know what? Everything goes full circle.
Exactly.
They go the pet rock theory sometimes,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nope.
I mean, there was a guy who just put rocks, all right?
Yeah.
He called him a pet rock. He didn't paint him. He didn't anything. He just sold rocks.
Yeah.
And he was getting when I was growing up, he was getting like $3 a rock. He made a fortune for about 4 or 5 years, and then everyone got caught on. I was like, it's just a rock. I can just go outside and get the rock.
Right, exactly.
But his rock was in a package, the official pet rock.
There's a saying about it. Honestly, just real quick, there's a saying about a glass stone. If you're gonna throw one, make sure you don't miss.
Exactly.
Because if you miss, it's gonna hit the glass.
No, you're right. Absolutely. All right, here we go.
I think I got about 50,000 years of bad luck is all the mirrors I throw.
All right, here we go. 3,
Oh.
2, 1, and 0. And good morning and welcome back to Middleboro in Review.
Eric said you're superstitious, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about breaking mirrors. So, 7 years of mirror. I think I broke about 4,000 mirrors in my demo career. I remember going into a bathroom and it was all mirrors, just surrounded with mirrors. And the way to take it off the walls, just smashing them with it. You can't take them down full because they're too heavy and they'll cut in half.
Yeah.
So you just gotta go. You just start smashing. So
you just cut the mirror in half.
So I got about maybe, I don't know, 14 million years of bad luck. I was trying to mirror. So,
Come on,
What's
Don.
he?
well, I
Come
mean,
on, stop smashing some mirrors.
14 million?
I think so. I mean, 7 years, and I've been doing
boy.
I was demolition contractor for 25 years, off and on, breaking windows, all glass or just mirrors. I think it was just mirrors.
Done.
Yes.
Our weather. I almost forgot to do it. All right, Taunton, 15 degrees.
It's cold. That's your weather. It's
15.
cold.
It's 15 degrees.
Oh boy. I thought
Well,
it was
as of,
cold.
hold on, let me refresh this. Yep, 15 degrees.
And the wind chill's in like the teens.
Yeah, it's very cold.
Oh, you got the cool hat, so
I
you're all
don't know
set.
about
Well,
wind
yeah,
chill.
because I dress. It's
Uh,
cold.
If there's wind, it is very light. All right, anyway, 15 degrees. A high of 38 today, so it's not going to get that warm. Tomorrow starts a amazing stretch of weather. 50 degrees tomorrow. It is going to rain,
Yes.
but 50 degrees. Tuesday, 55. Wednesday, 56. Then it goes down to 46 on Thursday, 39 on Friday. Then it boosts right back up to the 50s on Saturday and Sunday next week. So beautiful temperatures.
A little taste of spring. But you know what always happens at the end of February when we get a little taste of spring?
Snow.
March.
Snow,
It comes in,
March,
it's
snow.
snow
Yeah,
and rain.
snow in
and
March. Yeah.
cold
So
weather.
we're not out of the,
Drizzle.
we're not out of the woods yet.
Nope.
No, not out of the woods until we reach April.
And, you know, you come by Thursday when it's 50, 70, you'll be
I've
out.
seen snow in April.
And then next
Too,
week we'll
you know?
get 10 feet of
Do
snow.
you remember in 2015, we had snow in April, like blizzards in April.
Yeah.
We
Back
had
then.
snow like almost every day in 2015.
You know
That
what?
was a mess.
You know what the
that
deal with
2015
2015
Oh, gee,
was?
right?
Because I work in the oil company, and it was the worst year, you know, in that industry I've ever, you know, I've been doing 30 years. But we thought we were through January, and it was on January 26th when we got that first 2-foot snowstorm.
And
I know.
And
it
then
didn't stop.
And then it didn't
It
stop.
didn't stop.
And I think the
Yep.
Patriots were in the Super Bowl, and they almost didn't fly out.
Yeah,
They came
yeah,
close.
exactly.
Remember?
Yeah.
They could get to Arizona.
They just barely squeaked out right before
Wow.
another storm.
Yeah,
came.
they just got the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Oh.
They just left it out of Logan, and then I think a couple hours after they took off, they closed it.
Middleboro, 38 degrees today for the high, 17 right now currently. 50 degrees tomorrow, so nice weather once again in Middleboro. Driscoll, okay,
Driscoll.
Eric, we have a thing when we do our weather,
A stick.
our stick,
Okay, I'm listening.
which we picked 2 towns with the name Driscoll because that is my last name. So the next two towns are going to be Driscoll towns. First one, Driscoll, North Dakota, 27 degrees, cloudy, a high of 40 today, and possible snow in the forecast. Very interesting.
You're in North Dakota.
58 degrees.
Well, just in case anybody from Driscoll, North Dakota. Because,
Exactly,
I mean,
yeah, 'cause
World
you
Wide
never
Web,
know.
You never know.
All right, 58 tomorrow with a low, get this done. So the high tomorrow is going to be 58. What's the low going to be, Don? Take a wild guess.
Oh, in Driscoll, North Dakota?
Yes.
11 below?
14 degrees.
How does it drop that fast?
I have no idea.
It's weird. He's been doing this for 4 years now, and it's crazy how North Dakota, Driscoll, North Dakota, in that area,
Yeah.
the weather changes rapidly. I mean, when it's like, I don't know, 15 here, it's like, you know, it's 10 below there. And then it starts early. It starts in October. So you hear about
It's
20 degrees in
very
October, or early October. So it's a roll. Then it doesn't seem we're colder than they are right now.
It's very interesting, but yeah, 58 down all the way to 14. So yeah, it's very very interesting.
Old ranch
stuff.
country out there, so it's hard living.
Yes, absolutely. And then 14 on Tuesday, -1 for the low on Tuesday night, and then it goes right back up. 55 degrees in Driscoll, Texas. A high of 86 today, Don.
In Texas?
Yep. Don, it's going to be 90 in February in Driscoll, Texas. 91
How
degrees.
does Texas get these hot temperatures when
That's
it's
what I'm
winter?
saying.
Texas is
You're
very
talking.
hot.
They're both border states. North Dakota is a border state, and also Texas. This extreme north extreme. So it's funny how these two towns are like totally both border towns.
Yeah,
number one.
91 on Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah, so it's going to be...
I can never fathom that.
But he's got to keep saying
Crazy.
Driscoll, Texas, because you say it's 86, and you don't say Driscoll, Texas enough. Then you start getting the calls. The phones start lighting up.
So
86.
it's Driscoll, it's Driscoll, Texas. Yes, so,
Okay.
yeah,
So much for our transportation topic.
yeah, so much for that.
That's
I'm
all
sorry,
right,
but,
that's all right.
so much for that. But,
So it's good time to sign off on time. So, 7:59.
I wanted to...
Oh, by the way, I want to thank Ed Miller for coming in last week. That was a great show with Ed Miller. Stand Up Strong. You can listen to Ed Miller and Bishop County Branch at 12 o'clock on the station, WPBF, 1530, 99.7.
All right, real quick before we go. On February 10th versus Cohasset, Hull, number 25 junior Sam Steinman tallied his 100th point. On February 17th, during senior night versus Mashpee, he scored his 70th goal, 3 goals in this game, and became the new all-time goal leader in Sachems history.
Wow.
The previous record is 67 goals, held by 2013 graduate Brandon Lavelle. He ends his 2023-2024 regular season with 40 goals and a total of 73 goals over his 3 years as a Sachem. Congratulations to Sam Steinman. Most goals in Sachem's history.
That is a
Hold on one second. Let's get some actual applause here. There we go. That's awesome. Congratulations, Sam. And bye-bye, everybody. We'll be talking next week.
And thank you for coming, Eric.
And thank you, Eric.
Thank you guys very much.
I tell you, he's got a cool hat.
All right, that'll do it for today's program. I hope everyone enjoyed. We'll be back next week for another edition of Middleboro Review. Bye-bye.
Yay!
Sure.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Joey, I started doing that.
I gotta get out because I need the coffee.
Back on the first, I started doing that with you. Yay! How you doing?
Oh boy!
Hey! So what was going to be your transportation talk?
We were probably going to talk about, South Coast Rail and stuff like that. All right.
You control your emotions. You just go with the flow. You did really good.
USA News, I'm Laura Winter.
This gets up.
I mean, I know you're.
Hello, everybody.
Success Day, and then we have a thing called Super Tuesday.
Good morning, Paul.
I think we're leading 91 to
Good morning, Patrick.
Trump wins the Republican
Good morning,
South Carolina
everyone who tuned in today.
home state, Nikki
We'll be back next week with another edition
Michigan.
of Middleboro in Review. Bye-bye, everybody.